Are they going to produce the evidence to back up some of these claims, or is this part of a smear tactic before ultimately settling?
Actress Blake Lively and her actor husband Ryan Reynolds want to keep their messages with seemingly their A-list friends out of the hands of the public, and they're demanding better protections for everyone involved in this case, including witnesses.
When it first came out with the New York Times article, I believed that, yes, I believe in smear campaigns. I think I've been a victim of smear campaigns.
Sure.
I understand how bots and hate pages work and fake conversations going on. So I kind of was like, oh, wow, this is juicy. I think maybe this did happen because he felt she fucked him over, and then he went and brought up weird interviews where she came off like an a-hole. So I did believe it. But I definitely am on team.
You know, Blake was threatening, months before the New York Times thing happened. Mm-hmm. She was constantly threatening different things. At one point she's threatening, I'm not going to promote this movie if I don't get my way on this. I will go to my friends at the New York Times. I will do these. She has a relationship with this writer, Megan Twohey, and the team behind this whole article. The metadata shows that they were working on it months before it actually came out. They took this civil complaint and they basically just printed all of Blake's stuff, the New York Times. The fact it hit Baldoni like...
Hollywood is buzzing with one of the biggest celebrity scandals of the year. A-list actress, fashion icon, and everyone's favorite Upper East Sider, Blake Lively, is caught in a web of shocking allegations. Reports suggest that her PR team is desperately working to erase all traces of damaging evidence that could potentially destroy her career forever.
Coming out with her amended complaint at first it was supposed to come out by Friday. They got an extension to Monday, but Monday is a federal holiday, so then they got an extension and it will be coming out on Tuesday. This amended complaint, allegedly, will be 300 pages long. They have, in our documents that we have, they are written. It's not just like hearsay, it's written, it's typed up, and that's why we're taking it seriously.
Yeah, they're formal documents that, will be presented, and we believe that this is information that Blake Lively's team plans to release in her amended complaint on Tuesday.
Oh my God, I've talked about it too many times. There's so much evidence.
From hidden cover-ups to rumors of blackmail and money laundering, this story has it all. Betrayal, power plays, and a mystery whistleblower exposing everything. But the real question is, are these allegations true? Or is this just another Hollywood takedown? And how are other celebrities reacting to the chaos? Stay tuned, because this scandal is only getting more intense with every passing moment.
She sent a 17-point memo with conditions that must be met, or else she was not going to return to work. And it allowed her to change the protocol for things like filming nudes or intimate scenes or whatever, even though a lot of that had been preordained, and there's proof that he had already done a lot of this. But it was also kind of, green M&M writer type stuff, like no one must touch me or hug me like this. No physical touching of Lively, including hugging, or comments on her physical appearance except in connection with the character, not to Lively personally. So you must not say, I like that lipstick. You must not give her a hug. You must not shake her hand.
Let's start with the receipts. According to multiple sources, Blake's PR team is accused of wiping out key evidence, including leaked emails, text messages, and financial records, all allegedly tying her to some highly questionable activities.
The fact that he hired Brian Friedman, that he had recorded everything. Jamie Heath, he and his producing partner were so smart. When they saw this thing going south in the summertime, they began to record all the texts, the emails, saving them, putting them in a file, which made it very easy for Brian Friedman to put out 170 pages of every interaction. Sadly, she puts out this big thing in the New York Times that slams Baldoni, and Baldoni has backup receipts to show exactly each interaction, what actually happened. And it just kaboomed in her face. And then all of a sudden, and the whole cast, by the way, went with her. That guy, Brandon Sklenar, who plays this dude's like the second leading guy in it after Baldoni. He puts out a link to that article and says, you've got to read this. We've got to stand by women, and it's important to this movies. A correction for men, and men feeling badly about ourselves. We shouldn't do this. And then all of a sudden, oh God, He's got documentation on every one of these interactions, and it's not the way she said. And it kaboom!
The allegations are serious. Money laundering, exploitation, and even whispers of blackmail. Now I know what you're thinking. Blake Lively, the effortlessly glamorous, witty, and beloved actress. Could she really be caught up in something this scandalous?
Lively's lawyers announced last week that they were serving some subpoenas on phone companies for a lot of phone information records from Justin Baldoni and his alleged quote-unquote co-conspirators. At first, it wasn't totally clear just how much this was, although Baldoni's lawyer Brian Friedman did respond publicly with a comment saying, essentially, that it was overbroad and a fishing expedition. Since then, the two parties have filed letters to the court over the issue, and after seeing the arguments fleshed out, we can see a bit better what's going on here.
A supposed former employee of Blake's PR team seems to think so. This anonymous insider claims they were instructed to erase any digital traces linking Blake to these alleged crimes. But here's the twist. They kept everything: receipts, screenshots, and documents. While these claims remain unverified, social media is already in a frenzy. Some fans are in shock, while others believe this is just another case of Hollywood damage control.
When Lively and Reynolds' efforts failed to win them the acclaim that they believed they were richly deserving of, they turned their fury on their chosen scapegoat, Justin. The lawsuit comes 2 weeks after Lively sued Baldoni and several others tied to the film, alleging that they retaliated against her for coming forward for her treatment on the set. That lawsuit came just hours after Baldoni sued the New York Times for libel, alleging the paper worked with Lively to smear him.
Is Blake being unfairly targeted? Or is there actually some truth to these accusations? And if there's nothing to hide, why would her PR team go to such extreme lengths to bury the evidence? Let's dive even deeper.
Here, it talks about scoring $350 million at the global box office this summer, blah, blah, blah. And it's the best case scenario for her producerial debut as she used the expansive press tour to push her budding businesses, sparkling soda company Betty Boo's, alcohol operation Betty Boo. Okay, no, this is like, okay, in her hair care line, which we knew was really trifling because this was a movie about domestic violence and all of that. So this is what the article says now. And just so you know, they interviewed her for this, okay? She sat for an interview. So any of the backstory, any of the information that is in this article came from her or her people. This isn't like someone just made this up. It says that now, right? And it looks like it was changed. They didn't put that it was updated. Usually when an article's updated, they'll put that it's updated. But it looks like PR or someone went in and tried to change all of that once the whole lawsuit, once Justin Baldoni hit back with his lawsuit.
Hollywood PR teams are the ultimate fixers. The real-life Olivia. Popes working behind the scenes to shape narratives, manage public perception, and when necessary, bury scandals before they ever come to light.
Look at what it said, okay, in MSN1. Luring female audiences in droves with her rom-com blockbuster. This is a movie about domestic violence, is a rom-com now. And it ends with her directorial debut. Okay, directorial over there, debut. Another place they cannot scrub as well is when you go into forums and people push these out. The bots ping this into different forums. They can't go in and scrub it from there. Or if somebody copies and pastes it into a forum, the actual article. But again, and I have several of these where this has been done. With her rom-com blockbuster again, and originally it was like that in the bolded. Then it says it ends with her directorial debut. Again, I want to say this to emphasize it. No one just wrote this up out of thin air. Okay, she was interviewed for this, right? And we're not going to go into the whole connection between Ari Emanuel of WME as well as Endeavor and Penske Media Group and Silver Lake. A lot of people are wondering, well, how does Ari Emanuel own or has some ownership to the Hollywood Reporter?
The whistleblower claims that Blake's PR team used advanced software to erase incriminating evidence, old social media posts, emails, and even personal messages. But here's where it gets even more complicated. Some of these actions were allegedly carried out under Blake's direct orders.
Because the original article came out on December 4th. But what happens is, even though they change it, even though they try to scrub it, and even there's a way to back scrub when you go into Wayback and all of that to scrub it, unfortunately there's bots who crawl these things in there. They send out to different publications. Sometimes you have to find them from another country and all of that. So one of the places that they did not scrub the original article was on MSN.